Hi.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah. Good. So we have to tell the people just quickly how we met. I have a lovely hairstylist who was like, I have the coolest girl you've got to meet. And I'm like, sure, I get told that a lot. And I'm like, okay. I'm very open to meet people. And I met just this ray of sunshine.
Oh.
And she came to my dance party. I was like, I just knew, we had a phone call. And I knew immediately that we were going to be friends.
Yeah, definitely. It just clicked like that.
Yeah.
But Rebecca, our hairstylist, like she is also just like a little ball of sunshine too. One thing when we talked, it was like I shared with you something that Rebecca told me, and that is we're all like moons and we all have different phases and we go through different phases and there's nothing wrong with the phase that we're in. Yeah. And that was the first time I kind of was told by somebody that I really respected and really looked up to and was like, oh, so even when I'm not feeling like full face or like I want to hide a little bit or maybe I'm, you know, whatever, it's not a bad thing. I'm just a little bit more like the moon.
I love that.
So I just share that with you all to keep in your pocket of, you know, just remember there's no bad phase in your life. Even if it's not where you want to be. Yeah. Doesn't mean you'll always be there. Right. You're going to go into a new phase. But that's great. Something she really shared.
That's so good. Yeah. Often life isn't. It's like life never turns out the way we expect. Like, no, literally. Like, never expected to struggle with an addiction. And like, that was not on my bingo card.
It was not on my bingo card. Very grateful for that bridge of her bridging you and I together, because it was totally like, as soon as we started talking on the phone, I was like, have we like
met in a past life?
Yeah. Like, are you sure we haven't met before? Because this feels so natural and just so exciting. Yeah. So thank you for bringing me into this beautiful community that you're building and this world that you're bringing into this world, because it's very much needed.
Thank you.
I feel like I also like got to a point where I was like, well, I don't drink. Thankfully, I have I have friends that do accept that of like, you know, I'm not gonna drink, but when I first started getting sober, you know, this is my second try of sobriety, but I will say this is my final try. So the first time I had gotten into some legal issues, some legal trouble, I will say. And at that point, I didn't get sober for myself. I got sober because I got in trouble. And I really enjoyed the person I started becoming and loved it. But then I got into like a bad relationship. And 6 months into that, my sobriety stopped at 1 year and 6 months. So it feels really good to say like I'm on the cusp of 3 years.
Yay!
So in October,
that's a big deal.
Yeah. So from the time I relapsed though to now, it had been a journey. Yeah. One that it was not on my bingo card, you know. And you know, people ask me all the time, like, how'd you do it? Yeah. And I'm like, well, the honest truth is I got so sick and tired of myself to the point where I didn't even like want to look in the mirror. I didn't even want to like tell anybody the real me, because the real me was somebody who every night just wanted to go home and numb out. Yeah. I just didn't have like the lust for life or the love for life that I do now. And I'm so grateful for that. But yeah, it's been going on 3 years now in October, and it's been really good. It's been great. It's honestly the best thing that could have ever happened to me. And I encourage like anybody else, if they're like curious about it, just try it. Yeah. But it's that whole thing of like, but how do I try it if I don't even have people that I can like lean on? And AA, there's nothing like wrong with that, but it's not like a community. Right. It's more of like, get your sponsor, make sure that you're like good and that you can call on somebody. And it just seemed really like heavy. Yeah. So yeah, I just feel like this
I can
is, like,
speak
super,
to that. Yeah, I had a similar experience. I used AA for the first year. I always say it saved my life, because when you're in the throes of addiction like I was like, where do I go? Yeah. Like I need something. Yeah. And then I used it for a year, but then it was like, well, now I'm sober. Now what? Like I'm alive. You know, I've kicked this addiction. I don't want to sit here and just like keep rehashing it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Was that your experience, or what was it like?
Yeah. And like AA was one of those things too. I was forced to go.
Okay. Like legal?
Yeah. So even before so I got a DUI and all that, but before there was a lot of warning signs for me.
There always are, aren't they? Yeah. And we're like, it's not me. No, I'm fine.
Like, just another shot.
I don't have a problem.
I don't have a problem. Shot. Yeah. I'm going to go to the bathroom now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was very much like AA was a great tool.
Yes.
But then
good way to put it.
Was kind of like, okay, but where do I go from here?
Yeah.
And I think that community is a beautiful bridge for that. And what you're doing is building that community that's kind of after the AA or after, I didn't go to rehab, but I almost wish I did.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I wish that got slapped around a little, but life did it for me.
Right.
But yeah, AA is a great tool. It can be a really safe space.
Yeah.
But then it's not fun.
Right. And that's what Free Life is based. I promise I didn't pay her to be here. No,
I did it.
Literally. I gave her a drink. That counts. There you go. Yes. But yes, that was my experience. It was the same thing. It was like, now what? Right. Yeah. So I have done the recovery. The hard part, I want to live my life out loud. I want to go have fun. I want to meet people. I want more joy. Can you speak to that?
Yeah. So going out to clubs was not the most joyous anymore, or going out to bars or whatever it wasn't the most joyous without a drink. So finding that and finding safe people that if I was to go out was really important. And even now, I still kind of crave that, what you what you bring to the table, and that's a sober-free party. Yeah. And to feel like you're still going up to a bar and getting a drink and not missing out on life.
Right.
I personally believe that fun and play and laughter can transmute and heal a lot more wounds than we realize, because it kind of takes that physical pick away and you forget for a moment, and it's nothing of I'm in this club and everybody else is drinking and I'm getting triggered. It's actually no, I'm with people that are very like-minded and we're all doing the same thing. And then you get to make connections, and that's even more fun when that ball starts to roll after and you're just wait, you're sober, I'm sober, and you get to go. It's just really fun.
I love it.
So, yeah.
So my question would be, if you didn't use AA, what was part of your recovery journey? What did that look like for you?
That was literally, there was a lot of turmoil with knowing the right and knowing I'm doing the wrong. I knew there came to a point where I just had to kind of look at myself and be you're either gonna live or you're gonna die. And your choice is you can live with alcohol for a little bit, or you can try to live and die. Honestly, I think that was the biggest tool. The biggest tool was just kind of the reality check. Yeah. Of course, support. Family and friends were number one. And then, let me back up. Number one was my dog. I'm not going to lie.
You have a King Charles Spaniel, right?
I do.
I creeped on her Instagram. That's my dream dog. Anyway,
my
girl,
gosh,
I got to come over. What's your dog's name?
Ruby Tubi.
Oh, I can't. Okay.
So I was 3 weeks, finally decided, okay, I'm done drinking. I'm just going to cut it off. And 3 weeks into it, I went to a mall, Greenbrier Mall, where I promised I would never buy a dog. Please don't
As we do.
But I didn't even see her face. I just saw her little body on a Friday, went back on a Saturday, and then on Sunday I called up my best friend, and my boyfriend at the time, he was watching football, and I was like, hey, do you want to go get this dog with me? And she was like, duh.
And say less.
Yeah, literally. And she's like, so I was like, I don't know, I can't do it. She's like, why can't you do it? I was like, I don't have a crate. And she's like, I got a crate. And I was like, okay.
She's just enabling you at this point.
That was the best enabling.
Right. Oh, for sure.
And she was my party friend, actually. She was my girl that we used to go out and have fun with. Yeah. And so that was kind of a turning point.
Wow.
Getting my dog and just being okay, I used to get so hungover to the point where it was enabling. I was disabled for the whole weekend.
Yeah, same.
Get drunk on Friday night. Yes, it was been waiting for that. But then Saturday, down. Sunday, down. I know. And Monday rolled along and it'd be okay, I can't wait to get off and go get a case of White Claw.
Yeah.
Just to be honest.
Yeah.
So I knew that with this dog,
You can't do that.
Hell no.
Right? Like
no,
this thing is like, it's dependent on you.
Yeah, and she was just a little puppy girl. She was, 6-7 weeks and brought her home. Yeah, and like the guy I was dating, he used to work late, and so it literally was just her and I.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's no way I could even like want to drink.
Right.
And honestly, my dog saved me in that sense. Like she got my ass to be like,
I have a reason.
Unconditional love.
Yes.
Like she loves me right now, even though I want to like drink. And that makes me not want to drink.
Yeah.
So oh my God, I'm like getting a little choky now. I'm like, oh my God, yeah, my dog is literally like my lifeline.
Yes.
When it comes to that.
Yeah. That's very real. I mean, they're emotional support animals I love what you said about the unconditional love too, because it's very hard to love yourself when you're in depths of addiction. Can you just talk to you're going to make me cry. I hate being an empath. Shit. Anytime someone cries, I start to feel it. I get it. Yeah. And like, I totally feel that. It's like, because when you're in the throes of addiction, you can't love yourself.
No.
And so your dog loved you for you.
She loved me for who I was, what I was, and no matter where I was, type of thing. And I was always in the public eye, doing modeling, acting, in the industry,
Was alcohol part of that? Can you talk to that?
So that was, that is something that, like, if I didn't drink, where would I be?
Interesting. Say more.
Like, I think that because the person I am now, I'm not flaky, I'm very committed, I have, like, such a drive, and I love myself. That is, like, the biggest thing is, like, nobody can tell me what to do because they want me to do it. It's like, but do I love, like, I don't care about your opinion. I love me. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
unapologetically you.
Yes.
I love it.
That was like the thing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I got
No, that's good.
Track. Yeah.
No, we were just talking about, I think I had to relate, like I got that in recovery too. Because one, it's like it can be an addiction. What can't I do now? Yeah. Like that's a superpower in itself, you know? And then also you have to then learn to show up and be authentic, because we're not going to use like something to numb anymore.
Exactly.
And it's hard. Can you speak to that?
Yeah. And alcohol is one of those things. So like being in the industry too, it would like kind of enabling me to like be a little more outgoing, be a little more, risque kind of things. And, I was good at it, don't get me wrong, but it could have steered me down. It could have easily tipped.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And so with all of that, I think that alcohol, thank God I didn't, because like the industry can be kind of shady.
Sure.
Let's be real.
Sure.
So I'm grateful that I didn't go down that path, but I'm grateful I didn't go down that path with addiction, because I don't know where I'd be. Right. I probably would be in the ground.
Right.
And unintentionally. And that was something I really had to come to a head.
Yeah.
And the realization of like, I'm going to accidentally kill myself because like, or I would have killed myself, and it wouldn't have been like, oh, I was planning it. But
it's like a death by 1,000 cuts. You know, it never is like intentional. That's how my addiction was. Like I didn't start and it wasn't off to the races. It was cultural, and you just kind of keep, and you party, and I loved people, and it would go from there. Can you speak to that? Did yours start right away, or what was that like? Mine
started like I was very enabled as like a young girl. Okay. We went to Mexico, and like the thing in Mexico is like, if you look old enough as a girl and you can see over the bar, you can drink.
Oh my gosh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
They're not like carding you. Okay.
No. So I was probably like 15, 16, like going up to the bar and like sneaking alcohol. Okay. Oh yeah. And I had never been able to handle it. Like I would, I'd get myself in trouble because Mace's up. Like it wasn't she was just drunk. She's fucked up. Like shit. I'm like, oh shit. Okay. Yeah. But that started really young too. And I can remember in middle school, like going and my mom having like rum and having like a sleepover in middle school and being like, let's take some of my mom's rum. Oh my gosh. You know what I mean? So it was very much like it was accessible. Yeah. I looked older than I was. Sure. And
it's cultural. It like in Mexico, America, everywhere. It's
everywhere. And it was just like, have a good time. Yeah. Like that was the whole thing was just like, I never had a definition of what a good time meant without pairing it with alcohol. It just was the norm.
It was the norm.
100% the norm.
And we never questioned it. That's how I was. I drank for like a decade.
Yeah.
And I didn't really ever like alcohol. And two, I was like you, I got real fucked up. I was like white girl crying in the corner.
Yeah.
Puking, like all the things. Like, and it was just, we did it because it was normal.
It was so normal.
Yeah.
And everybody around would just kind of be like, slow down, and try to like control.
Yeah, like get some water. You
can control it. And I'm like, actually, like, no, I can't.
Right. That's the thing.
I mean, there would be a thing in my brain that would just flip.
Yeah.
That I would lie, I would do whatever in order to sneak another drink.
Yep.
And it didn't matter if I was like, my morals now are not my morals then.
Same.
You know?
Yeah, for sure. It turns you like into a person that you don't even recognize.
Literally.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I'm so grateful for where I'm at now because I have such beautiful friendships, family.
Yeah.
Like,
I was going to say,
like
no, speak to sobriety now. Like, what is it?
Yeah.
What's the best part? I love that question. Like, what's the best part about it for you?
Being able to drive.
Oh, isn't that the
want.
best? I know. And yeah, I would second that. And going to sleep without like the hangover.
That too.
I'm 5 years in and that doesn't get old. But yeah.
Have you gotten sick like now and you're like, but I haven't even been drinking?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. 100%. I literally had like a stomach bug like last week. And was like, I feel like I'm a God, what did I do?
Right,
I'm like over here like trying to barter it. And I'm like, I promise whatever I did. And it's like, Nisa, you're not even drinking anymore.
You're not drinking, girl. You're fine.
You don't even need to know.
Right,
so,
right.
But yeah, it was pretty.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty
so
hard,
best part in sobriety now.
Best part though, driving whenever I want.
That's right.
That is like freedom.
Yep.
It's
no fear of getting pulled over. Yep.
And even now I have this lingering thing with like cops. I have all of the things that I used to do still linger. The shame, the like constant like everybody thinks I'm lying thing and you know, all of that. It just it doesn't go away.
No, it
just
doesn't.
because you stop drinking.
Yep.
But yeah, I think that the best living, enjoying like what life is, like touching grass. Like people make that joke, go outside touching grass, but it's true.
Yeah.
You know, like living life and being able to connect and have those simple things. Like it's not about like making money and seeing like what I can do in this world, but actually how much can I feel in this world? And that's something that I always tried to drown out was how much I felt.
Yeah.
And you know, like you said, you're
totally
an empath
right.
and you can sit next to somebody and you can start feeling that.
I pick it up every time. Yeah.
And so it was very much of like, I wanted to just run from feelings. I didn't want to feel anything. And kind of going back to my dog.
Yeah, please.
She made me feel everything.
Yeah.
She made me like, kind of be like, oh, that's who I am. And you still love me. And now I'm like, I don't have those same scripts. Some of them still come into play. But yeah, that's the best thing about it is genuinely loving life. Like, loving being alive. Yeah. Versus flirting with the thought of suicide or flirting with the thought of like, what if I'm not here? There's a lot of flirtation with death, to be honest.
For sure. That was part of my story too. Because the other thing I want to piggyback on is it's a drug. Yeah. So like, yes, you know, addiction, they study, it's like, is it a disease? There's no real gene in the brain, right? But Holly Whitaker's book, if anyone has not heard of Holly Whitaker, I highly suggest you look her up. But she wrote a book called Quit Like a Woman. And it is the basis for my work. And then just changing my mind on the term even alcoholic, because it's like, when we say I am an alcoholic, it takes the onus off of big alcohol, right? Because if big alcohol can say, well, I have a problem. Right. There's normies, you know, but the rest of us can drink. Right. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's an out for them because they can say, well, you just have a problem. Yeah. And it doesn't hold the system accountable. Now, we are accountable for getting sober. Like, we are responsible, but it's just a more kind and bigger way of looking at it. And when you start to see that, you really deconstruct and see a lot of different stuff. Yeah. I don't know if that labeling was like, did you use that term for yourself or what did that look like?
What label?
Alcoholic or
yes. And I use that label more so because there is like that once I start.
You can't stop.
Can't stop. Right. There's like something in me that I don't even really exactly know how to fully articulate to this point. Sure. It's just, I'm that person. No drink is the best drink for me. You know, there's people that I'm sure you've had it where people will try to convince you.
Oh my God,
of
just
your,
have one. Oh yeah.
Of your sobriety and how you feel about alcohol. And it's like, but who are you? You don't experience what I've experienced. And you've also never been laying on the floor, like with your eyes rolling back in your head and your family telling you like you need to get your shit together. Like you can't tell me that like I can stop at one drink.
That's it. And for me, it was like, so when I got sober, I grieved. I talk about feelings, right? So I was not in touch with them. And then I went through a period, which is going to sound crazy, but I grieved the thing that almost killed me because I was very similar. I had very similar stories, went to the hospital, all the things. And I think that's a really important part to touch on or for people to realize, like, it's okay to grieve a thing, right? Because there were fun times. Like, we did it because it was fun.
Yeah,
we got to talk about it, But on the other side of sobriety, it's like, I don't want to deal with all of that, right? Because there were some nights, sure, where I'd bargain with myself. We all do. Where it's like, I can have one or I'll have two. And some nights I only had four or 6, which was not a lot. That was not a lot for me at the height. But I was like, but do I want to live the rest of my life like that? Like the mental space that just took up for me was exhausting.
It was.
Can you speak to that?
Absolutely. Yeah. Like it was a constant rat race in my head. It was a constant like, even that was like the next plan of how am I going to get my next job. That was really exhausting to like, once it wasn't there anymore and I had to fill that mental space with like other things instead of figuring out what I'm going to do when I'm drunk or like numbing out. It was very much like a reality of like, I'm alive.
Yes, I know.
Like, I know. And it's scary.
It is scary.
It's scary. But yeah, I would say that took up a lot of mental capacity to just try to even reason with myself. Make it make sense to me of like, okay, I was a good girl. I went to work all day and now I can get off because I worked really hard and I can go and have 3 drinks and then like I'm not even cooking dinner at that point. I'm not even eating. So but there were really good times.
So I do want
to,
I think
those good times didn't keep us there. And
I was going to say,
thing.
And they don't outweigh out. Like, it's just not worth it. That's how I feel. Because I always tell people that want to get sober, I'm like, just try it. Kind of like you said. And this is like a great place to wrap it up. But it's like, alcohol will always be there. Yeah. I always tell people that. I'm like, it's not going anywhere. So take a break. Like, try and see how you feel. I always say sobriety is the best cult ever. We're not a cult. I promise. I swear to God. But because I've never met someone, I've been doing this and I've met a lot of sober people. You never take a night off alcohol and you're like, oh, I regret not drinking. You know what I mean?
No.
Like never.
Yeah. But the thing is that with all of this is like, I'm just going to honor you again and what you're bringing to all of this because we can't, well, for me, it's like, to have community and to have fun.
Yes.
I will say like fun and play are some of the 2 biggest ways to heal.
I think so.
Like, and when you're doing it with other people and y'all are just letting it rip, letting it loose without having that mental hangover either of like, what did I say?
Oh, that was
the worst.
What did I
do?
Oh my God.
And instead you're just
who did I call, text?
Yeah, you're like kind of getting through the mental block of like, okay, who am I? Yeah. Like that's kind of a little more easier to get through.
Yeah.
And figure out like, okay, I can dance.
Yes.
With my like I'm being critical of myself without alcohol, but like with alcohol, I would be even 10 times worse critical.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes, and we make way more of an idiot out of ourselves drunk.
So I think that like this community that you're bringing in is a huge bridge for the what's next. What's next after you get sober? Right. And how do you still have fun? And how do you still have people and community? And that's exactly what you're bringing. So thank you for doing this work because it takes a person to get out there and just do it like we were talking. It doesn't matter about the fear. You can talk yourself out of it. But the fact you're sober and clear and guided in this like direction where you want to help other people, I think that this is going to be a beautiful thing that you're bringing. That's going to bring in the fun, the play, the healing.
Healing. And that's like, that's what I found. I did it. Thank you. I'm not that great of a person. To be honest, I needed people too. So it's selfish. It's not all altruistic, but like genuinely needed it myself. And I found that, and I'm always on a healing journey, but I wanted to party. Like I wanted to dance. I wanted to go do things where alcohol wasn't the center. And I didn't always have to talk about my recovery. Yes. I was just fucking having fun. Exactly. Or just connecting people to go to a concert or whatever we want to do. But it can be hard when alcohol is the default.
It is, yeah.
So,
and I feel like sometimes that is like the mental hangover of it all.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that would be sometimes for me the more debilitating part.
Yeah.
Would be the mental, not just like the physical throwing up, but the throwing up of like, what did I say? What did I do? And that's really
worst.
not who I am.
No, it's not.
So thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you.
So
I always have one last question. If anyone is thinking about getting sober or wants to get sober, what would your message be to them if they're watching this?
If they were to be watching this, I would say get a dog.
What's your dog's name again?
Get an
Ruby.
animal, you know, but really take a breath and remember that it's a gift to live, and to numb yourself out is doing a disservice to yourself, and it's doing a disservice to the world. And right now, the thing that we need most in this world is people showing up for like the gift that they are and who they are in this world, and not to numb that out.
Yeah.
So if that brings like some love into like who you are, and maybe that might be a little like out there, and just start small.
Yeah.
Start with somebody or something that makes you feel loved.
Yeah.
Like if flowers are it, talk to the flowers.
Yeah.
Like as crazy as it seems, but just
tapping into what feels right to you.
Yes, that would be the biggest thing, is like just find one thing that makes you feel loved and run with it.
I love that. Oh my gosh, Misa, thank you. I could sit here with you for hours.
Same,
but everyone give her a round of applause. Thank you so much.
Thank you all for being here. Yeah.
So I love to open it up. Like, it's very casual. If anyone has any questions or comments, please just share. Open. Yes.
We're proud of her.
Yeah, we're fucking proud of her. Hell yeah, if you got a drink, cheers to Misa.
Cheers to everybody. Love y'all.
Now take a chug. No, I'm kidding. Chug. I'm kidding. What were you going to say, Lindsay?
You were talking about like being in like show business and stuff. I grew up a dancer and very much started drinking at 15, smoking at 16, and all sorts of stuff. And it was very much the peer pressure of like those around me. Yeah. So I totally relate to that for sure.
I was thinking the same, honestly. Like when me first starting to drink was peer pressure, and then I just carried it on myself. And then more peer pressure, like in the restaurant industry and in the bar industry. And like it's 3:00 and we just finished work, but let's take shots.
Yep.
And it's enabled.
I can't even imagine.
So, no, it's
like, how are you getting home? Or like,
driving.
Yeah, right. I know.
I mean,
yeah.
Not safely.
Right.
I mean,
right.
But,
right.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that you all figured it out sooner rather than later, because 40 years of drinking I've had, and I'm just at the beginning of my sober journey, and I just turned 59 this week, and so
we're so glad you're here! Yay!
59, and I remembered last night.
Hell yeah! That's right.
55.
That's right.
You're so right. Like, you know, if we could all just look at when you wake up in the morning and you go, I didn't drink last night, and it's such a proud moment, and it's such an aha moment, and it feels so good. Versus the numbing of the night before, because like, you know, when you get to my age, it's not the joy of the partying anymore. Yes, that was a really fun phase. My 20s and 30s were amazing, but in your 40s and 50s, it's just sitting watching Netflix and you don't even remember the episodes. You know? And so and the realization, like you're saying, the things you don't remember, the emails and texts you sent. I had a 3.5-minute conversation with my son a while back, and I didn't even remember the call. You know, and so those kind of things, that's what keeps me sober. Because like you said, don't numb yourself out. You have yourself to love and to do things for, and your family and the rest of the world. So anyway,
that was beautifully said. Thank you.
Thank you.
I once texted and called my ex-boyfriend's mom. That was fantastic. And I was married. And she's like, hi. I'm like, hi. I'm like, don't remember.
Yeah.
She called me the next day and then texted me a link to AA, and I was like, thanks.
That was one thing that alcohol, I would say, enabled me, was to stay in friendships and relationships and things that weren't for my highest a lot longer than, I don't want to say should or could. Well, could would be more the correct answer. But alcohol was one of those it enabled me to be treated the way that like I didn't realize I didn't want to be treated.
Yes, because you're not present. You
Yeah.
don't even realize, like, it's such a cycle. For me, it was like drunk, hungover. So you're never present to any of the things that are actually happening.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. What a beautiful. Yes.
That's exactly that.
And if you're too much, it's the wrong room and the wrong people, girl.
Yeah.
Because I relate completely. I'm an extrovert and I'm bubbly. And a lot of people are like, she's not that nice. I am. And now that I'm sober, I'm like, fuck yeah, she's that bitch. Like, you know, like, but if people don't like it, it's okay.
Yeah.
Because they're not my people. And you are that kind and that nice and that you're everything.
Yeah.
And we're not dimming down anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I totally rate. Great question.
Thank you for asking.
I do the same thing about my customers.
What?
If they don't like my store and they don't like what I say
Oh,
on
yeah.
Instagram, they're not my customers.
Right. They're not your people.
There's
Yeah.
authenticity right there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys. If you don't have any other questions, we can just mill and kind of hang out for a little bit. So thank you so much,
Thank you guys for coming.
Yeah.